Hey everyone and welcome to the video. Today we aim to find out if we can beat Pokemon Red in its entirety without taking a single hit point of damage. So before we get started, let's lay down some ground rules. To complete the run, we have to collect all 8 badges and then defeat the Elite Four and Champion, all without taking damage. If we lose even a single hit point, the run will be considered void and we have to start all over again. And if that wasn't hard enough already, I also won't be using any items in battle, with the exception of Pokeballs to catch Pokemon. We already won't be needing healing items, but this rule stops me of using stat boosting items like X attacks and X accuracies. Like I said before, we'll not be using any glitches or exploits to make this any easier, so I'm going to be relying on strategy and a little bit of luck to get me through this. I'm going to try and keep my Pokemon well below level 100 throughout the run. Based on the 3 days I've spent preparing for this, I think we can complete this at around level 90. So, with the rules set, let's do this. But before we get going, I'm going to ask how long you guys think this is going to take me. I'm going to set the over-under at 100 hours. Let me know down in the comments. We kick off the game as normal, and our first job is to select our starter. Charmander gives us the best chance of progressing here, as it knows the 100 accuracy Scratch rather than the 95 accuracy Tackle. Selecting Charmander also forces our rival to select Squirtle. This is important. Squirtle's starting moveset of Tackle and Tail Whip gives us the best chance of making it through the opening battle unscathed. Tackle only has 95 accuracy and Tail Whip lowers our defense stat, a stat that we're not using anyway. Charmander and Bulbasaur have Growl in their movesets, which would reduce our attack stat, which we definitely are using. Even making the best choice of starter, we still need our rival to waste his turn 6 times in a row for us to progress even past the first battle. After about half an hour of resetting over and over, we'll finally get a perfect run and scratch our rival starter 6 times in a row to officially get this run underway. We're not quite out of the setup phase yet though. We run from every wild Pokemon we encounter until we can get Pokeballs. Then we need to find ourselves a level 2 Rattata. At level 2, we have a 36.328% chance of catching Rattata without dealing any damage. We can't risk attacking as Rattata knows Tackle, so we'll just have to roll the dice and hope that our 1 in 3 chance comes off. Our luck doesn't hold, the rat breaks out and uses Tackle. Time to reset. Half an hour later and we've beaten our rival, got our Pokeballs and we're ready for round 2. The level 2 rat breaks out of our Pokeball again. I'm just about to reset and waste another half hour of my life when we catch a break and Rattata uses Tail Whip. This gives us another free shot at catching it and the 1 in 3 odds hold as this one sticks. We name our new capture Ratman and he's going to be our main Pokemon for the majority of this run. We're going to be using Raticate for this run as it's a Pokemon with good attack and speed stats, and they're the only stats we really care about. Rattata also learns Hyper Fang at level 14, an 80 power move that's going to make him a powerhouse in the early game when we need him to solo through the first 3 gyms. Raticate also has pretty decent TM coverage for the late game, and most importantly, Raticate learns the move Quick Attack, a priority move that will be absolutely essential in order for us to succeed. If an opponent Pokemon uses Quick Attack, they will always attack first regardless of our speed stat, dealing damage to our Pokemon, unless our Pokemon uses Quick Attack as well. This effectively forces us to use Quick Attack against every opposing Pokemon that also has Quick Attack in its moveset in order to avoid taking damage. Now that we have a run where we've got past our rival and caught a Rattata, it's time to transition straight into a very long and very boring grind. And thanks to the 1 in 256 glitch, a programming error in Generation 1 that meant even 100% accuracy moves had a small chance of missing, this isn't going to be any old grind. We can't afford to miss any moves against Pokemon that could potentially damage us, as it would end our run. But luckily for us, Viridian Forest is home to a boatload of Metapods and Kakoonas. Metapods and Kakoonas are great for us, as both Pokemon only know the move Harden, a non-damaging move that raises their defense stat. So, our immediate objective is to grind exclusively on Metapods and Kakoonas until Ratman is strong enough to solo Brock, which won't be until around level 44. In the background you can see one of my grinding sessions sped up. We run away from any Caterpies, Weedles or Pikachus we encounter and make sure to avoid all of the non-essential trainer battles. With Metapod and Kakoonas giving between 40 and 60 experience, our early progress is actually pretty good, but this quickly slows down to a brutal grind by the end. Once Ratman hits level 14, he learns Hyper Fang, a move which will carry us through the first half of the game. And at level 16, we're finally strong enough to take on the one required trainer battle before the first gym. Hyper Fang one-shots his level 9 Weedle. We're not done grinding yet though, so it's back to wiping out Viridian Forest's entire population of Metapods and Kakuna, until Ratman finally reaches level 44, which should make us just strong enough to take down Brocktonix in one hit. So 18 in-game hours and many dead Metapod and Kakuna later, we are finally ready to take on the first gym. Brock goes down easily. A Hyperfang to Geodude, a second to Onyx, and we've earned ourselves the Boulder Badge. Luckily we won't have another big grind like that until we reach Future City, but I can't stress how much I'm not looking forward to that one. But for now, we're finally free to progress. The tactics here are simple: quick attack the Rattatas and Pidgey so they can't quick attack us, and Hyperfang everything else, making sure to avoid any trainers that we aren't explicitly required to battle. Next up is Mount Moon. We're extra careful to avoid every trainer battle that we can, and make sure to grab the rare candy that's available, as we'll be needing this later. We make short work of the two mandatory fights, making sure that we quick attack the Rattata before grabbing the Helix Fossil and jumping down the Ledge of No Return to reach Cerulean City. Once we reach Cerulean, we head straight to the gym. We make sure to avoid the trainer on the right hand side of the gym, and Hyperfang the required trainer's Goldeen. Now we're ready for Misty. The 1 in 256 glitch strikes against Misty's Staryu, but we get incredibly lucky as Misty uses Next Defend to keep our run alive. A second Hyperfang takes Staryu down, and another takes down Starmie, and we're through the second gym. We make sure to teach Ratman Bubble Beam to help us deal with a hiker north of Nugget Bridge. After making sure to grab the hidden rare candy, it's time for our second rival battle. We need to be at level 45 for our quick attack to be strong enough to take down our rival's Pidgeotto. We can't use Hyperfang for this one as Pidgeotto knows quick attack. Once Pidgeotto is down though, it's smooth sailing. Just make sure to quick attack Rattata as well. With our rival down, we take care of Nugget Bridge. It's as easy as you'd expect, just be sure to quick attack all the Pidgeys. On Route 25, we make sure to avoid as many trainers as possible on the way to builds, and with the SS ticket in hand, it's time to make our way to Vermilion City. We beat the Rocket Grunt to get the CM for Dig, and there's 2 required battles to take care of on Route 6. As always, be sure to quick attack the Pidgeys and also the Raticate. Before long though, we're through Vermilion City and it's time to board the SS Am. There are a couple of items we need to grab before the next rival fight. The TM for Body Slam is on the first floor and there's a rare candy to grab on floor 2. With that out of the way, it's time for our third rival fight. Our rivals Pidgeotto and Raticate both know quick attack, so we need to use our own quick attack against those two, while his Kadabra and Wartortle go down easily to Hyperfang. Surge's gym puzzle is more annoying than usual, as we have to make sure to avoid all the gym trainers. But once we're through, we make short work of the electric gym leader. Hyperfang is Voltorb, quick attack is Pikachu, and then back to Hyperfang for his Raichu. This earns us the Thunderbolt TM, which we'll be needing for later. We skip on grabbing Flash from Professor Oak's aid. I've run through Rock Tunnel enough times that I can do it by muscle memory, and this run's going to be long enough without wasting time catching more Pokemon. We make our way quickly through Route 9 before pushing on through the darkness of the Rock Tunnel. There's a lot of required trainer battles to get through, but with our newly learned Bubble Beam, we make it through unscathed. Now that we're in Lavender, we immediately head south and grab an incredibly important TM. TM 39 contains Swift, the only move in Generation 1 that is guaranteed to hit 100% of the time. This will allow us to level up Ratman safely against any Pokemon that doesn't have quick attack in its moveset. With no risk of missing, we're free to take on trainers again. We clear out Route 8, avoiding the 3 trainers whose Pokemon know quick attack. We grab a freshwater from Teledon department store to bribe the guard, which allows us to head back to Vermilion and clear out all of the trainers we skipped earlier. After clearing out Route 11, we head back to Celadon City, as there are a few things that we can do now that we have Swift. First, we head to the Rocket Game Corner, making sure to quick attack the Raticate in the required trainer battle, before using Swift to clear out the rest of the hideout. We're not quite ready for Giovanni yet though, so instead we head over to the Grass Gym. We're not ready for Erica either, but Swift makes short work of the gym trainers. This gets us up to level 51, but we still need more levels. So I head east of Celadon to Route 7 to grind on wild Pokemon until we hit level 59. 5 hours later and we're finally ready for Erica. Ratman makes short work of her team. A Hyperfang takes care of her Victory Bell, Swift dispatches of her Tangela, and it's back to Hyperfang for her Vileplume. With badge number 4 added to our badge case, it's time to face Giovanni. Giovanni's a cakewalk as well. A quad effective Bubble Beam takes care of his Onix, Ratman repeats the trick for his Rhyhorn, and we switch to Hyperfang to take down his Kangaskhan. With the Silph Scope acquired, we head back to Lavender Town to save Mr. Fuji. Before we can do that though, we need to beat our rival, which means getting past his Pidgeotto. This thing is the biggest roadblock of the entire run. Even at level 59, Ratman's not guaranteed to take it down with his own quick attack. So after a quick grind we hit level 60 and we're ready to get into it. Ratman's now strong enough to take Pidgeotto down with one quick attack, and the rest of our rivals' team goes down easily to Swift. We now find ourselves facing a new problem, namely Pokemon Tower's Ghost types. This is the point of a run that the challenge evolved from soloing everything with an overpowered Raticate into more of a puzzle. We need to start thinking ahead. After Pokemon Tower, my next job will be to clear out Silphco, where we'll have our 5th rival battle and face a level 37 Pidgeot that still knows Quick Attack. Even if I were to level Ratman all the way to level 100, Quick Attack would still only have a 10% chance of taking down the Pidgeot in one shot. Nearly 30 hours into the run, I can't take that kind of risk. So with Pokemon Tower cleared out and Mr. Fuji safe, it's time to get the 2 new Pokemon we'll need to progress any further. First, we grab Eevee from the back of Celadon Mansion, which we named Sparky. We immediately use a Thunderstone to evolve it into a Jolteon, and then use a Temper Thunderbolt, a powerful electric move. For the next part of our plan, we need to get to Future City. You can avoid all of the trainers on Cycling Road by hogging to the very right hand side, so we get there pretty quickly. Once we arrive, we head straight for the Safari Zone. This is a great place to catch Pokemon in runs like this, as there's no risk of taking damage if the capture fails. On our first run through, we capture Doduo to fly us around somehow, as well as taking care of all the usual HM stuff. A few runs later and we finally find what we're really here for. Cypher is going to be my solution to the Pidgeot problem. Luckily for us, Pidgeot will have added Wing Attack to its moveset since our last battle, and thanks to the way Gen 1's AI works, that means against a bug type like Scyther, Pidgeot will always choose the super effective Wing Attack, and importantly, not choose Quick Attack. We just need to level Cypher up to a point that he'll be quicker, and can take Pidgeot down with one slash. Unfortunately, our new Bird Slayer doesn't know Swift, and we can't get a second TM, which brings the 1 in 256 glitch back into play. I could fly back to Viridian Forest and grind on Metapods and Cocooners again, but I have a new plan. East of Fuchsia City is Route 15, where you have a 15% chance of encountering a Ditto. Thanks to Ditto only knowing Transform, we essentially get a free turn to take it down. Even if a 1 in 256 glitch strikes, we can run away second turn with absolutely no risk to our health, as all of our Pokemon will be faster. This is still an incredibly slow way to level up, but it should still be slightly faster than grinding on Cocooners and Metapods again. However, we hit a snag straight away, as it turns out that neither Cypher or Jolteon are strong enough to take Ditto down in one hit. So, it's back to Viridian Forest to get Bird Slayer up to level 29 on a diet of Cocooners and Metapods so that he can learn Slash. That one level took nearly an hour to grind, but that was only a precursor to what would prove to be the longest grind I've ever undertaken in any Pokemon challenge. Now strong enough to take them down in one hit, our new Bird Slayer took down Ditto after Ditto after Ditto, until eventually, after what seemed like an eternity, he reached level 60, and was finally strong enough to take down our rival Pidgeot in one shot. And with that grind over, we had to do it all over again with Sparky! So it was back to Viridian Forest before another mind-numbing grind fest taking down Ditto after Ditto. Even with my new Ditto strategy being faster than grinding in Viridian Forest, getting Bird Slayer and Sparky ready for the 5th rival battle took me over a week. Finally, after 40 in-game hours of exclusively taking down Dittos, Sparky and Bird Slayer were ready. But we still had to get Ratman up to level 66 to deal with Giovanni's Nidoqueen. Luckily, thanks to Swift, we could safely take down all of the trainers east of Fuchsia City and on Cycling Road. This was far less time consuming. With our team finally ready, we head straight to the 5th floor to grab the card key. Ratman made short work of the one required trainer, and with the card key in hand, it's time for the 5th rival battle. During my week-long grind, I saw a video on YouTube where J-Rose referred to this battle as the Rival Fival. That gave me a chuckle, so I thought I'd mention it here. After the 40 hours of grinding we did to get ready for this fight, the actual battle is over in an instant. Scyther takes down the roadblock that is our rival's Pidgeot with a slash. We switch to Raticate, Swift his Growlithe, Execute and Alakazam, before Sparky comes in to Thunderbolt his Blastoise. Now that we're through that roadblock, our progress will be pretty smooth for a while. Giovanni is next, and the Team Rocket leader doesn't put up much of a fight. As Swift takes down his Nidorino, we switch out to Sparky for Kangaskhan, back to Ratman to Bubble Beam Rhyhorn, and a Dig takes care of his Nidoqueen. We power on as we head to the Psychic Gym next. If you just keep using the walk pad directly above or below you, you can reach Sabrina without having to take on any of the gym trainers. Sabrina herself goes down easily though, with Bird Slayer taking down all 4 of her Pokemon with Slash. We're not quite ready for Koga yet though, so it's back to leveling up Ratman as he's the quickest to grind thanks to Swift. We get up to level 69, nice, before flying back to Fuchsia City. We whiz through the 2 required gym trainers using Swift, but Koga gives me a real fright. Swift takes care of his first coughing, but as we go for dig, his muck uses minimise. This raises Muck's evasion one stage, making it more likely that our dig will miss and leave ourselves open to an attack. Luckily we hit, and the 70 plus hours I've already piled into this run don't go up in smoke. It's smooth sailing from then on, as Swift takes care of Koga's second coughing and Weezing decides to go boom as we're underground. That was stressful. Next up is Blaine, and our serene progress continues. The Fire Gym leader just has no answer for Ratman, as Swift takes down his first 3 Pokemon. His Arcanine is too strong to go down to a single Swift, but Dig does the job. 7 gyms down, 1 to go. We fly back to Viridian City, dispatch of the 2 required gym trainers, and before you know it, we're face to face with Giovanni for the 3rd time. Giovanni's team goes down easily, with Ratman's Bubble Beams and Digs easily disposing of his entire team. Just 2 rival fights, and the Elite Four stand between us and victory. But before we can get too far ahead of ourselves, we hit another roadblock. Our penultimate rival battle is next, and as always, he's a problem. His Pidgeot still knows Quick Attack and is now level 47, meaning we have to level up our Bird Slayer a bunch more. His Blastoise is also now up to level 53, which means even if I got Ratman up to level 100, he still couldn't take him down. Our rival's Blastoise is why we had Sparky on the team in the first place. With Bird Slayer and Sparky needing more levels, we head back to Route 15 and it's time to train up on Dittos again. I put over 20 hours into this grind, which took nearly a week to get through. But, finally, we were ready for our penultimate rival fight. We open up with Bird Slayer and our rival's roadblock goes down to a single slash. Next up is Rhyhorn, so it's into Ratman for a quad effective Bubble Beam. Swift takes down Growlithe before we switch back to Bird Slayer to take down Execute. Another slash takes down Alakazam before we switch into Sparky to finish the battle with a Thunderbolt. Now all that stands between us and success is the Elite Four, and one final grind. Our rival's Pidgeot finally loses Quick Attack in the final battle, so Bird Slayer's job for this run is done. But we'll still need to get Ratman and Jolteon up into the high 80s if we're to have a shot at pulling this off. We take care of Ratman first, as leveling him up is always easier thanks to Swift. We clear out all the trainers we avoided earlier between Pewter City and Cerulean, before heading to the Seafoam Islands to finish our leveling, as everything there goes down to a single Swift. Sparky naturally takes a lot longer. I've saved all of my rare candies from a run to take as much time off this grind as possible, but we still need to grind out another 18 levels. Luckily for us, beating Blue opened up Route 23 to us. We can find some stronger Dittos here, which will give us slightly more experience. The process is still brutal though, and it's another few days grinding before we're finally ready. Once Jolteon hits level 80, we fly to Celadon to grab some Super Repel to get us through Victory Road. After a couple of final stops to grab some elixirs and ethers from around the map, we head through Victory Road, making sure we grab the final rare candy on the way, and it's time for our final challenge. We use all of our rare candies to get Sparky up to level 88 and make sure we're carrying the TMs for Body Slam and Ice Beam, in case we need them later. And with that, we're ready to go. Make your final guesses on if I can win or not down below. Lorelei goes down easily. Sparky takes down her first 3 Pokemon with Thunderbolt before we switch out to Ratman. Swift takes down her Jinx, and it's back to Sparky who takes down Lapras with a single Thunderbolt. 1 down. We move Ratman to the front of the party and it's time for Bruno. The quad effective Bubble Beam takes down his Onix, we stay in and Swifts take down both of his Hitmons. We go back to Bubble Beam to take down his second Onix before switching out to Sparky. 1 Thunderbolt takes down Bruno's Ace and we're halfway through the Elite Four. We move straight onto Agatha, who kicks off with her Gengar. We dive straight underground and take down Agatha's first Pokemon with a single dig. We switch out to Sparky for a Golbat before switching back to Ratman to dig the rest of her team. Abilities didn't exist in Gen 1, so her ghosts don't have Levitate. That leaves just Lance and our rivals standing between us and victory. Between battles, I move Sparky up front for Lance's Gyarados, and use our TM to teach Ratman Ice Beam to deal with Lance's Dragons. A quad effective Thunderbolt is more than enough to take down Lance's Gyarados, and with Dragonair out next, we switch out to Ratman. Lance's second Dragonair gets the same treatment before we switch back to Sparky to take down his Aerodactyl with Thunderbolt. Ratman comes back out to Ice Beam Lance's Dragonite, and we're through the final member of the Elite Four. Ratman grows to level 90 at the end of the battle, just in time for our final showdown with our rival. I shower Ratman and Sparky in ethers and elixirs to raise their PP, before completely forgetting to replace Hyper Fang with Body Slam. You can see on screen that I know I'm forgetting something here, but can't quite work out what it is. We'll still have Hyper Fang though, so we should be okay. It's time for our final battle. With our rival's Pidgeot no longer knowing Quick Attack, we can safely send out Sparky to take it down with Thunderbolt. Alakazam's out next, so we switch to Ratman. Body Slam would be great right now, but Hyper Fang does the job and the Psychic Pokemon goes down. Rhydon's out next. We remove Bubble Beam before the Lance Bite, but Ice Beam is still enough to take down the ground type. Our rival sends out Arcanine, and this is why we had to be at level 90. We go underground, our rival wastes his turn using Roar, and our Dig takes down our rival's Fire type. A Hyper Fang is enough to take down Exeggutor, and we're down to our rival's final Pokemon. We switch out to Sparky, and one Thunderbolt later, we've beaten the entirety of Pokemon Red without taking a single hit point of damage. That was a long one. It took me nearly 4 weeks to complete, and the grinding nearly drove me mad. It did help pass a lot of time during lockdown though. I think next week's challenge video is going to have to be something much lower stress while I recover though. For those of you wondering, my official playtime for the challenge was 103 hours and 36 minutes. So for those of you who went for over 100 hours, congratulations! Let me know down below if you think I could have improved my strategy in any way. What's the quickest time you guys think this could be done in? If you enjoyed the video, or just appreciate the sheer amount of willpower it took for me to get this done, please drop the video a like, it really does help. And if there are any other super crazy Pokemon challenge you'd like to see me take on, let me know down in the comments. Who knows, maybe in a few weeks I'll be up to doing something like this again. And if you want to see any more Pokemon stuff from me, hit that subscribe button. I upload a new Pokemon challenge every Saturday. And check out my Pokemon challenges playlist in the upper right corner or down in the description. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.